Good morning, my name is David Gomez, CEO of Infinitus Medical Technologies. I wanted to take just a brief moment of your time to go over our Kyber SSC system and explain to you why we created it and how it can improve the care of your moderate to obese patients when fixed post-surgical retraction is required. But before we do that, I wanted to do a little background on why we created it. This is a general surgical table. As you know, all surgical tables are pretty much designed the same. They all have a fixed rail structure where we apply accessories like fixed post retractors, stirrups, arm boards, things like that. Surgical tables are also only 20 to 21 inches wide. From rail to rail, this is about 22 to 23 inches wide. Currently in the US, about 40% of the adult patient population is considered obese, with BMIs greater than 30. And when they go up from 30 to 40 to 50 and so on, it creates a spatial difference on how we apply those patients on our tables. And some of these accessories can actually get close to the patient and indent the skin or create tissue, vascular, nerve injuries. Also, even for moderate patients like myself, who's moderately obese probably in some regard, there's a lot of procedures that require us to tuck one or both arms. This will also add to the circumference of the patient, especially in relation to the surgical rail structure. And I'll demonstrate this. This is a fluidized pillow from Monlica. They gave it to us, and we always use this when we go to shows to demonstrate compression and tissue and stuff like that. If someone was hanging over this area here because they were larger than the table, they will lay over the rail structure here. So if we apply anything like stirrups or fixed post retractors, it can create the potential for harm. I know some people will say, well, we have bariatric extenders. Well, most bariatric extenders aren't very stable, and that's why you rarely see bariatric extenders used for stirrups and fixed post retractors, because when you place something further out this way, it has a tendency to rock and it may be unstable. And we also have another solution for that too in our Prometheus system. But if my patient was hanging over this way because they were obese or their arms happened to be, tucked, if I needed to use a fixed post retractor system, you can see that the spatial difference here could create harm. And these things have been around forever. They're great. When they were invented, we probably didn't have the patient population that we do now as it relates to obesity. But as you can tell, this lines up with the rail structure here. So if my patient was hanging over, it would actually indent and create the opportunity for harm. We wanted to do something that allowed us to use fixed post retractor systems and even use your existing accessories for your retractor systems by creating a universal post that would eliminate this type of spatial issue. This is our Kyber SSC. Our Kyber SSC consists of two components. It consists of a off-bend bar. This bar has a square edge so it can fit in a standard stainless steel Clark socket. That stainless steel Clark socket can be sterilized, and the whole thing goes into a kit that you would use. But the benefits of that, and I have my Clark socket on here already, is the benefits of that is we can apply this to the rail in a procedure, and we don't even have to change the patient's position in most instances. So if their arms were tucked and we needed to convert from a laparoscopy, whether again it's robotic or standard, we wouldn't have to untuck the arms, we wouldn't have to move the patient over, especially if they were obese, to accommodate that post safely so we didn't cause any harm and injury. So if my patient was hanging off over on this area here, we literally could apply the Clark socket on here. Again, it could be sterile. And then we would apply our bar here. And you can tell that we have a spatial difference here. And this system is on just as well as your fixed post retractor that goes here. The benefit of this system is it comes with a series of SSC connectors. This SSC connector happens to be a 1-inch connector, which would accommodate, the accessories for standard retraction systems. So we just, again, wanted to create a universal solution to utilize what you're currently using while not having the constraints that would potentially cause harm. But there's a square connector here on the top. It would line up with the square on the inside, so we can tighten this so this would not rotate. And then once this system is on, utilize your existing components that you have in order to go ahead and provide the care. So we'll go ahead and put this in place here. Obviously this is demonstration purposes only. And there you go. but we have a little bit more room. Actually, this adds about 6 inches of extra clearance on a larger table. If you needed to have a little bit more extra room, we have a solution for that in our Prometheus system, and I'll demonstrate that here in just a second. But this is what we wanted to show you today. We think that it may add value to you when caring for your larger patients. But thank you for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you. If you want any information on the Kyber SSC, please reach out to infinitusmedical.com. Thank you very much, and stay safe.